Anna arrived in the town just as the sun began to set, casting a hazy orange glow over the quiet streets. As she stepped out of her car, she could sense the palpable sense of unease that hung in the air. It was as if the town was holding its breath, waiting for something terrible to happen. Anna had been transferred to this small, sleepy town from the city, and she couldn't help but feel like a fish out of water. She had been a detective for years, but this town felt different, somehow. It was as if the darkness that lurked in the shadows had seeped into the very fabric of the town. Anna made her way to the police station, where she was greeted by a group of officers who barely looked up from their desks. She introduced herself, but they were dismissive, muttering something about a vampire killer under their breath. Anna felt a flicker of annoyance. She was here to do a job, and she wouldn't let a few rumors get in her way. As she settled into her new office, Anna couldn't help but think about the vampire killer. She had heard the rumors, of course, but she didn't believe in such things. The town, however, seemed to be gripped by fear. She made a mental note to investigate the rumors further and find out what was really going on. As the night wore on, Anna patrolled the streets, her eyes scanning the darkness for any signs of trouble. She could hear the sounds of the town's residents retreating into their homes, locking their doors and shutting their windows. Anna felt a pang of sadness. This was no way to live. She was determined to catch this killer and restore peace to the town. The next morning, Anna woke up with a sense of purpose. She had barely slept, her mind racing with thoughts of the vampire killer. She knew she had to investigate the rumors, but she had no idea where to start. As she made her way to the police station, Anna spotted a group of townspeople gathered around a bulletin board. Curiosity piqued. She approached the board and saw that it was covered in posters, all with the same message: Vampire Killer Strikes Again. Anna felt a knot form in her stomach. This was real. The killer was out there, preying on innocent people. She knew she had to act fast. Anna spent the day canvassing the town, talking to locals and gathering information. It was slow going, but eventually she pieced together a pattern. The killer struck every 3 nights, and always in the same area of town. Anna spent the next few nights patrolling the streets, her eyes peeled for any sign of the killer. She was exhausted, but she couldn't give up. Then, on the 3rd night, she saw him. The killer was tall and lean, his skin as white as snow. His eyes glinted in the moonlight, and Anna could see the fangs protruding from his mouth. He was standing over a victim, drinking their blood. Anna drew her gun and shouted at him to stop, but he just grinned and vanished into the shadows. Anna knew that she was dealing with a monster, but she refused to be intimidated. She had seen the killer, and now she had a better idea of what she was up against. She was determined to catch him, no matter what it took. Anna spent the next few days researching vampire lore, desperate for any information that could help her catch the killer. She discovered that vampires could be killed with a stake through the heart, but she wasn't sure if that would work on a psycho-vampire like the killer. One night, Anna decided to follow a lead. She staked out a popular nightclub that the killer was rumored to frequent. As she watched the crowds from her car, she spotted him walking down the street. Anna sprang into action, following him through the dark alleyways. Suddenly, he turned around and lunged at her. She pulled out her gun and fired, but the bullets had no effect on him. The killer knocked the gun out of her hand and pinned her against a wall, his eyes blazing. Anna struggled against his grip, but he was too strong. She closed her eyes, bracing herself for the worst. But then, she heard a shout and the sound of footsteps. The killer turned his attention to the newcomer, giving Anna a chance to escape. She ran through the alleys, her heart pounding in her chest. She had come so close to being killed, and now she knew for sure that the killer was a psycho vampire, impervious to bullets. Anna realized that she needed help if she was going to catch the killer. She knew that no one would believe her story without proof, so she set out to gather evidence. She took photos of crime scenes, collected blood samples, and interviewed witnesses. But the killer was always one step ahead of her, taunting her with cryptic notes and messages. Anna knew that she was in danger, but she refused to give up. She had come too far to back down now. Anna's investigation led her to an old mansion on the outskirts of town, where the killer was rumored to be hiding. She gathered her courage and approached the mansion, her senses on high alert. As she stepped inside, she was hit by a wave of cold air. The mansion was dark and empty, except for a faint noise coming from upstairs. Anna crept up the staircase, her hand on her gun, ready for anything. At the top of the stairs, she found a room filled with strange symbols and artifacts. In the center of the room was a coffin, and inside was the killer, sleeping peacefully. Anna realized that this was her chance to end the killer's reign of terror once and for all. She approached the coffin slowly, her heart pounding in her chest. As she reached for the stake in her pocket, the killer suddenly woke up and lunged at her. They fought fiercely, but Anna managed to stake the killer through the heart. As the killer turned to ash before her eyes, Anna breathed a sigh of relief. She had finally caught the psycho vampire and put an end to his horrific crimes. But as she left the mansion, she couldn't shake the feeling that there were more monsters out there, waiting in the shadows. Anna knew that her fight against the darkness was far from over, but she was determined to keep fighting, to keep protecting the innocent from the horrors that lurked in the night. As Anna left the mansion, the sun was beginning to rise, casting a pink-orange glow over the horizon. She made her way back to the police station, where she was met with applause and gratitude from her colleagues. Anna's boss congratulated her on a job well done and gave her a few days off to rest and recuperate. But even as she took some time off, Anna couldn't help but think about the horrors she had witnessed. The experience had changed her, hardened her in ways she never thought possible. She knew that the world was a darker, more dangerous place than she had ever imagined, and that there were more creatures out there, waiting to prey on the innocent. But Anna refused to give up. She was determined to continue fighting, to protect the people she cared about and make the world a safer place. And as she watched the sun rise over the city, she knew that no matter what horrors lay ahead, she was ready to face them head on.